want to do right now, I want to get into something that we do each week on this show. And again, this show's about building trust and delivering truth. And really what I want to do is set the stage on my myths versus facts. And this is something that we do each week on To Your Health with Dr. G. And so I want to set the record straight because there's a lot of falsehoods out there. And I always wanted to do this certainly centered around Emergency Medical Services Week. Again, here we are here today talking about the excellent and amazing work that our EMS professionals do. But let's set the record straight. So here we go. Nicole, first statements to you. You're either going to say myth or fact. Maybe give us a 1 or 2 sentence response to it. So here we go. All right, here's a statement. Emergency departments are valuable to communities and are a central part of the medical neighborhood. Myth or fact?
Fact.
All right, please explain.
Just like Dr. Schmitz said, it's sometimes people don't have primary cares or it's 2 o'clock in the morning. We're the only thing that's open 24/7 to be able to give you care for your emergency.
Excellent. Here we go, Dr. Schmitz. Here we go. Myth or fact? Here's a statement. Emergency departments are crowded because people abuse the system by seeking care for minor problems.
So that is a myth, and that is a big myth that is out there and it is false.
Triple myth. Please explain.
So the CDC data from 2015 showed that less than 5% of emergency department visits were not urgent or emergent. So oftentimes people come because they don't have access to care, but that doesn't mean they weren't having an emergency or couldn't potentially have an emergency. It's easy to say after the fact that chest pain was just indigestion, but those same signs and symptoms could have been a heart attack or a blood clot or something else. And so again, it's not fair to make that statement after the fact. And so it's important that people have the opportunity to be evaluated prospectively. And it is absolutely a vital system to our community, and it is not abuse of the system. It's people using their own prudent layperson standard and protecting themselves and their loved ones.
Thank you. Here we go, Danielle. Myth or fact? Here's a statement. A mandatory rule of cardiopulmonary resuscitation is to provide mouth-to-mouth resuscitation.
Great question. I'm just the person to answer that. All right. So in 2012, so I'm going to say myth.
Okay.
2012, the American Heart Association released the hands-only CPR. So anyone that sees a teen or adult collapse, you can go ahead and do hands-only CPR. Your breaths should be used for your infants, and your healthcare providers are also going to use breaths. They may not use mouth-to-mouth, but they're going to use some type of device where they're going to give breaths. It's a bag valve mask or some type of oxygen. So you do still need breaths, but for our lay people, we want, if you see someone collapse, a teen or adult, give hands-only CPR.
All right, thank you. Here we go. Myth or fact? Here we go. Nicole, as the population ages, the need for EMS care will increase.
Fact.
All right, please explain.
As we age, people are sicker and sicker. We need more medics. We're going to need more bigger ERs because these people are coming in, even though they have primary cares, they are still very, very sick by the time they come into us.
Yeah, and I'll piggyback on that one. In the age of rising chronic disease burden in this country, there's no doubt that the use for EMS is going to be there. That's why we talked about at the beginning. We talked about what can we do to create more equity, access, and make sure that everybody has a chance for successful and long-lasting health. Dr. Schmitz, here we go. Myth or fact? Here's a statement. The majority of emergency department patients are uninsured.
Myth.
Please explain.
So 10% of patients nationwide are completely uninsured. Another 30 to 40% are Medicaid. So we are the only specialty who don't ask if people have insurance or not. We take care of anyone, regardless of their ability to pay, and it's our privilege to do so.
Yes.
But there are some county hospitals who they may see a majority of uninsured patients, but nationwide there's a pretty big diversity of payers and where they come from and who pays for the health care.
All right, thank you. We'll do a couple more of these. Here you go, Danielle. Here's a statement. Myth or fact? All right. EMS practitioners are dedicated to improving everyone's access to emergency care.
Fact.
Please explain. Big fact.
EMS professionals are the people on the front line, and if we start to see more patients, traditionally you may have 20 called in a 24-hour time frame. And we don't want to see sick people. We don't want to see the same people over and over. So it would be best if we can reduce those numbers by having community community engagement as well as community education and reducing that number. So they are definitely dedicated.
All right, thank you. Here you go, Nicole. We'll do a couple more of these. Here we go. The emergency department sees patients on a first come, first served basis. Myth or fact?
Myth. It is
We're all,
not the
we're all
deli
laughing
line.
at the same time, by the
It
way.
is not the deli line. You do not get to pick a number and get seen by your number. It is life-threatening emergencies first.
I like how you said it's not the deli line. That's that's definitely a first one, 2 year old for Dr. G. So thank you for answering that one. That's a triple myth. Here we go, Dr. Schmitz. Here we go. Here, myth or fact. I can get all of my primary care services in the emergency department, and that means, and I'm talking about primary care service. I'm not trying to throw a twist at you, but mammogram, colonoscopy, all that kind of stuff.
Myth. With an exclamation point. The emergency department is not a substitute for primary care physicians. So we don't have access to things like mammograms or colonoscopies or oftentimes MRIs. And there's certain medicine and science that I'm not trained to do. I don't have the same relationship as someone who has that ongoing relationship. So it is important for acute, unscheduled care, but not a substitute for primary care.
Thank you. We'll do one more for you, Danielle. Here we go. Myth or fact. Someone says in public, "Great, there's a doctor on the scene. We're all going to be fine."
I'm going to say myth because that doctor may be a podiatrist and may not have taken any CPR or any classes, or we don't know if this person is really a doctor. So I'm going to say myth.
I like that one. You're like, you don't even know if that person is even a doctor.
I want to see your medical license.
I remember when I responded to a code on the airplane, it was like, 5 people hit their button and we're all running through, and they're kind of asking the stewardesses, well, who are you? And there was, like a dentist and a podiatrist. And then when I was like, oh, I'm an emergency physician, everyone ran, they just dispersed, oh, thank God, they all took off. But even then, it depends if you're in your element or not. On an airplane, I realized I didn't have my stethoscope, I didn't have an EKG machine, I didn't even have a glucometer to check someone's blood sugar. So just having a physician isn't necessarily indicative of being able to treat all ailments. It's helpful to have someone with some medical knowledge, but it really depends on the resources and the instruments and the care that you have to the ability to provide that care.
Excellent. Well, that was a great myths versus facts, everyone. So here we go.